Hey, look, it's that company that doesn't exist anymore. How's it going, everybody? It is new series day. Yep, starting up a new series today. This is one of my favorites, actually, but one that I don't see talked about all that often. This is, of course, Jedi Knight, Jedi Academy. I know we haven't gotten to the title screen yet, but it's in the video titles, so I'm pretty sure you figured it out by now. So what is this game? Well, it's a third-person action game that involves you being a Jedi, going through the Jedi Academy, hence the title. And it's pretty good. I would say it's in the running for probably like top 3 Star Wars games. Probably. It's a little janky and a little broken in some ways, but that doesn't make it any less fun. So let's go ahead and start up a new game. And we're going to be playing on just normal. Alright, so you do have the option to customize your character a little bit. It doesn't actually make a difference to the story. This isn't a role-playing game at all. But we are, of course, going with Keldor, because they look so freaking cool, right? Of course they do. As you can see, it's not, like, the greatest customization in the world, but it's enough, I guess. Yeah, why not? Now, we start out, and we only have a standard lightsaber. However, things get more interesting as we go on. We'll go orange, why not? And you may notice, if you've played this game before, I'm actually running it in widescreen. There's a widescreen hack that you can use, but typically it does not run in widescreen. It's only in 4:3. Or 4:3, whatever. You know what I mean. And it certainly wouldn't be a Star Wars game if we didn't begin with this, right? It's good, though. It'll set the scene. This is actually a sequel to Jedi Knight, which, believe it or not, I haven't played. I do own it, so I'm going to play it at some point, and we'll maybe do a playthrough on the channel. But in that one, you play as Kyle Katarn, and he's a character in this one, but he's not your character. But the short version is basically we're 10 years after the Battle of Endor. Luke has basically set up the Jedi Academy to try and restore the Jedi to where they were before. And it's all that stuff that doesn't exist anymore because of the new Disney Star Wars movies. And you play as Jaden Korr. And regardless of how you set up your character in that previous screen, you will play as Jaden Korr. I guess we can talk about Star Wars as we go through this game, huh? So, I was a huge Star Wars fan back in the day. I mean, everybody was, right? When they were younger. I still like it a lot, but I'm gonna be honest, I really, really like 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3 are okay, and I think the newest ones are just garbage. And that's unfortunate. But, you're welcome to disagree. That's just my opinion. So, we'll just pretend that the new ones don't exist, and this is the canon story. So as you can see, the graphics are a little bit dated. It's to be expected. And this guy, one of the greatest characters in all of fiction.
Building a lightsaber? Of course, you already have one.
Actually, he's the worst.
One of those stupid training sabers.
I wouldn't worry about that.
I can't help it. I want to make a good impression.
You seem really nervous.
Aren't you? I mean, well, why would
you?
Too
close, buddy.
You already
Too
have
close.
A lightsaber, so you're probably way ahead of me. I'm Rosh, by the way.
So despite the graphics being fairly dated, actually the character animations and the voice acting is pretty good.
You get that lightsaber?
You definitely get a feeling that Rosh is encroaching on your personal space.
Hold on.
To be honest, though, as we learn more about Rosh, just him existing is encroaching on your personal space. The game, by the way, did come out in 2003, so there's a reason that it looks somewhat dated, right?
Academy to Yavin Runner 2. Do you copy?
Loud and clear. We made an emergency landing several clicks west of the Academy.
Hey, it's Luke.
I think so.
Good. We'll send a shuttle to pick you up. Can you lead the students to the nearby Masasi Temple?
Affirmative, Academy. We'll meet you there.
And that is actually Mark Hamill doing the voice, which is kind of cool. Of course, he's known for doing a lot of voices, actually.
Jaden, we can't get to you. Make your way to the temple. The shuttle will meet us there.
Jaden, hey! I'm stuck. Can you help?
Well, we're just gonna have to leave you there, Rosh. it's gonna help.
Jaden, see if you can make your way around there. Maybe you can use your lightsaber to cut those trees down and make a bridge.
And actually, I take it back. That I just looked it up. That is not Mark Hamill doing the voice of Luke.
Let's get to the temple.
That is Bob Bergen. Virgin? Well, he does a pretty good job then. So anyways, this is what the gameplay looks like. You do run around in third person, or first person actually sometimes. We'll see some examples of that.
There must be a way to open this.
The lightsaber combat is a little bit weird. I think it works pretty well, but it's definitely a little floaty and janky. But it's kind of what you would expect from lightsaber combat, I guess. It's got a little bit of a directional thing going where you left click to swing, and then depending on which way you rotate the mouse, you'll swing in a different direction. Which means that you can actually just completely swing over enemies' heads if you're not careful. Thank you, Rosh. Thank you. If he dies, I fail the mission, so that's why I'm not going to kill him. That's the only reason.
Hey, maybe you can use your saber to make another bridge. Great, let's go.
Now, the other cool part is that you do get force powers that you can use as you go through the game. Obviously, I have lightsaber throw there, but you get some other ones, including some of the cool ones that you might expect. And what's kind of weird also is that there's no block button. The block is passive,
Jaden, get down.
even though all the other actions are active. So stuff like blocking lasers or blasters with your lightsaber is all done based on a dice roll, kind of. But then as you get stronger, the chance that you're going to deflect gets higher, so it's kind of a neat way to do it. And oh yeah, there is lightsaber combat. Now again, because it's all passive in terms of blocking, it makes things kind of strange. And this is where the kind of floatiness comes into play. But it does work pretty well, in my opinion. And you do have a few special moves that you can do and whatnot, but we'll check that out as we go on. And the general plot, we'll figure it out as we go through, but it's basically that you've got a cult trying to resurrect the dark side and Sith lords and everything. Not resurrect the dark side, but you know what I mean.
What?
And that was it, we died, so I want to thank you all for watching, and...
Who are you?
Kyle Katarn, at your service. Welcome to a day in the life of a Jedi.
Now see, if you'd played the previous one, you'd be like, yay, it's Kyle! But
we were kind of hoping you could tell us. I saw a huge flash of light and ran over to find you just lying unconscious.
Do you recall anything?
I saw 3 people. One was holding some sort of scepter and it was glowing.
I like the Kelder only have, like, 3 fingers, and he's like, 1. It's a good thing there weren't 4 people, or I would have had a lot of trouble counting.
Yeah, I'm okay.
I sense a disturbance in the Force.
You always sense a disturbance in the Force.
Yeah, I gotta say, he does a pretty good Luke. Now that I know it's not actually Mark Hamill, I can definitely hear it, but
Perhaps.
not bad.
Kyle, why don't you...
Stay here and investigate? I'd love to. Why don't you take the kids back home now?
Be careful, Kyle. Everyone, follow me to the shuttle.
I think that was Luke Skywalker. I can't believe
No,
it.
it's actually just a guy that's doing a really good job of voicing him. Anyways.
Did you recover Skywalker's records? Yes. With all the Jedi in the jungle, it was almost too easy. Excellent.
I wonder if she's a villain, just from the way that she's talking.
I'd like to welcome all our new students to the Jedi Academy. Here we will train you in the ways of the Force. You will learn to defend yourself with a lightsaber. You will also study diplomacy, history, and more.
Study.
It has
Whoa.
been the practice of the
Hang
Jedi
on.
to assign each student to a master.
There's actually a
Since there are still
Who Wants to Be a
some
Millionaire
students,
style
we will be
minigame in
assigning
this.
multiple students to one
I'm kidding,
master.
of course.
So, Route Theron, you will be assigned to Master Horn.
I can't wait to begin my training.
Rosh Pennant, you will be assigned to Master Katarn. Jaden Kor, you'll also work with Master Katarn.
No!
Let's begin with your first lessons.
I just wanted to be as far away from Rosh as possible.
And there was nothing. But the area around the temple felt strange, like its dark side aura was gone.
Troubling. But let's look into this later. Your students are ready to get started.
Master Katarn, it's an honor to be serving under you.
First off, just call me Kyle. Titles make my
Now we got
skin
Man
crawl.
Bun in the background there.
Secondly, you're not serving under me. I'm going to teach you, and you're going to learn. That's it.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to offend you.
Don't worry, Rosh. You didn't. I've been offended by professionals. Now, let's see what you two kids can do.
You see what I mean about the voice acting though? It's good, right? It's legitimately good. And even the way that like shots are framed and everything in the cutscenes is actually pretty good.
This is one of the many training grounds here at the academy.
That's kind of a neat effect,
I'm gonna
right?
put
The
you two
rain
in separate courses.
hitting the
You ready,
lightsaber.
Jaden? Go through that door. Rosh, follow me.
Alright, so this is our obligatory tutorial level. It's pretty effective though, pretty short, so that's nice. And it makes sense that they do the tutorial in the form of a tutorial
This course
for the
will
actual character.
familiarize you with your core Force abilities. These are powers that every Force user has. As you progress in your training, you will learn new abilities. Both the light and dark sides will be open to you.
Also, it appears the rain is
Abilities
falling
are
through the
not
level
inherently good
geometry.
or evil.
We'll
It's
ignore
how
that.
you use them. Every Jedi is naturally stronger in different areas of the Force, and it will be up to you to decide what to focus on.
That's another thing that's kind of cool about this game,
In the next
is you are able to access dark side skills as well. And there's no like, ah, you're evil now kind of thing.
Ready? Ready.
Here come the remotes.
And in that sense, there is a little bit of customization, so we'll get into that. Yes, you. Nobody saw that, right? I didn't miss, I was just testing him.
Done.
Nice work, Rosh. You did well too, Jaden. Your
Oof,
lightsaber
lost
is
to
an
Rosh.
invaluable tool. Even when inactive, it can defuse a potentially volatile situation. Trust me on that. As you train, you'll learn additional fighting styles. Changing styles during combat can surprise your opponent, allowing you to gain the upper hand. From here on out, we'll talk via comlink in each area. Let's move on.
So you heard that, right? We will learn new fighting styles, which will involve
You need to use the Force to jump
getting
across the
new lightsaber combat styles, and also, at some point, getting a new lightsaber. I just wanted to end those guys for some reason.
You'll have to use push to get out of here and into the next area.
So all of the force powers are bound to the function
Hey, Jaden,
keys,
This should keep you busy.
but
till
you
I
can
finish
also
the
cycle
course.
through them and use the F key to use a particular one. And of course, you can customize all the buttons if you want to have a particular force power set to a particular button. Wrecked.
What took you so long, Jaden?
Nothing.
Took me so. I thought that was pretty fast.
It was nothing.
To get to the next area, you must pull a lever somewhere in the room, but you can't reach the lever with your hands. Remember to examine your environment carefully. When you're out on a mission,
Yeah, carefully. I wonder where it is.
look for the guy in charge. He usually has a key.
Could it be right there?
Solutions to problems aren't always obvious. Use your Force sense to see if you can find a way out of the room.
Aha. Now, a lot of these skills, like that one in particular, and pull, you can use them in combat, actually, push and pull, but the sense one is pretty situational, as you might imagine, and generally is not going to be all that useful to you. But hey, it's there. Nope, other way.
You're almost done. You'll need to move fast in this next area. You can use the Force to speed up, both physically and mentally, allowing you more time to make decisions.
So, did I win?
It wasn't a competition.
I'm sorry,
I'm not the one you should be apologizing to.
Yeah.
It's no big deal. You said yourself this wasn't a competition.
Hey, it was just a joke. I didn't think it would...
If that droid was set to Luke's training...
Just a prank, bro.
it would have killed Jaden. What were you thinking?
Jaden, I'm so sorry. I can't believe I mean, I wasn't trying to...
Save it, Rosh.
Jaden, you have a right to be angry. But believe me when I say you don't want to feed that emotion.
I understand, Master Katarn. Apology accepted, Rosh.
Good, that's settled. And remember, it's Kyle?
Yes, Kyle.
Sure thing, Kyle.
Okay. You're both ready to start putting what you've learned to use. Let's see how you do in the real world.
This part. He's like, on second thought, you can continue to call me Master Katarn.
Kyle, I did some research on that strange mark from the clothing we found at the temple. It is the symbol of Marka Ragnos, a Sith Lord that died almost 5,000 years ago.
5,000 years? Are you serious? Oh, wait. Of course you're serious.
While you're out training your students, be on the lookout for information regarding a group affiliated with Ragnos.
Sure thing, Luke.
Sounds good to me.
We receive countless requests for assistance from all over the galaxy.
Alright, so this is pretty funny. As soon as the characters finish talking, their faces return to a default state, which for some reason is angry. Kind of like the Oblivion Guards. Check it out. Happy Luke? Angry Luke. Love it. Alright, so we got 5 different missions here, and I'm just going to start with number 1 and go through them. We'll probably have a chance to get through maybe
This
one.
sounds like it could be nasty, so I'll be going with you. You'll find some of the galaxy's worst lowlifes on Tatooine.
And then we'll continue with the next one next time. Alright, so here we go. We can choose from some different powers here. Absorption, heal, mind trick, protection, drain, grip, blah blah blah. So I'm going to max out heal as the first thing, because that, as it turns out, is pretty useful. Just the ability to heal incidental damage that you take, as you might imagine, is super, super good.
Well, I'll be the Millennium Falcon.
Hey!
Han, Chewie, anybody here? I guess they're out.
So we do get the opportunity to meet a few classic characters.
Luke's info was good.
Now, don't get too excited. We're not going
Advanced
to
cargo
get
ships.
Harrison Ford, but we get
I've got a bad
pretty
feeling
cool
about this.
cameo or
Listen, stay here and guard the entrance to the
classic
docking
character.
bay. If anyone tries to enter or leave, detain them. I'll head over to the Crate Cantina and ask around. I know some people there.
It's funny how in like every Star Wars story, like we always end up on Tatooine. It's supposed to be like out in the middle of nowhere, like nothing important happens there, except everything important happens here apparently. Chewie!
A Jedi? Me? No, not yet. I'm one of Kyle Katarn's students. He's talking to some locals. We're investigating a cult that's been cropping up everywhere. You must be Chewbacca. Why are you here?
I just love the way his mouth moves. It just kind of like
Must be
open,
important
open,
business.
open. Funny. Good times. Now, one thing that is a little bit dangerous is when you throw your lightsaber, obviously you're not going to be able to defend with your lightsaber. Although, as you can see with my lightsaber skills fairly low, I am getting shot multiple times. And because the defense is passive, there's not too much you can do about that other than just, you know, move out of the way. Give me that delicious, delicious ammo. Now, I mentioned this is... Oh, wait, hold on. Weird conversation.
What you mean? Those weird antenna things, right?
Yeah, that in the nose. Pretty spooky.
Yeah, what is that? On second thought, I don't want to know.
Okay.
Jedi escaped.
They don't like Rhodians, I guess. Maybe they think Greedo shot first, and that's why they don't like him. So yes, I mentioned it was mostly a third-person action game, but sometimes it's a first-person action game. Because when you switch over to a gun, you actually go into first-person mode. And as you probably noticed, it's actually pretty seamless and pretty smooth. They did a pretty good job with that. Although, let's be honest, most of the time you are going to want to just use the lightsaber. But there are a few times when it can be useful. Especially if you got guys, well, far away, obviously. Was that guy there before? I don't think those guys were there before. Get him, Chewie. Get him. Get him. There you go.
We can't get to the ships. The whole place is locked down.
Who is it?
That, of course, is the shield booster, and oh, I can heal myself, actually. You see why that is incredibly useful. That was pretty smooth, right? Kind of did like a little loop-de-loop with the lightsaber. And this is basically the format that the gameplay takes. You go into individual levels and complete some sort of objective. They're all a little bit different, but obviously they all involve combat of some sort. But the environments change up, goals change up, and it gets, well, it's fun. Yeah, tactical walk. I like it. Did I just get shot during a cutscene? Did you hear that? Hold on, I wasn't paying attention. I gotta see what my health and armor is. Did I actually lose health and armor from that?
What are you doing?
Was I at 100 armor? I'll have to go back and check after I rewatch the footage. Okay, I probably am not surprising you by telling you not to walk through there. Generally a bad idea. You don't want to get shot with that. That does a lot of damage. Go Boba Babunga somewhere else. Now, I don't think this is actually supposed to be C-3PO because you run into these protocol droids like in a lot of places. And you can actually destroy them, which would be really funny if Jaden was the one who killed C-3PO. Okay.
Okay, that's it for the Falcon. Now for the Raven's Claw.
Come on. It definitely gives you a sense of like what the lightsaber combat looks like, and especially like episodes 1, 2, and 3. You definitely feel like you're playing that, so I will give it credit. That's the one I already pulled. Hold on. It's okay, I just turned the tractor beam on again.
The tractor beams are down, Chewbacca. I'm on my way.
You know, I actually don't remember. Is there actually a map? I'm gonna have to look that up, because I don't remember, and that would be quite helpful in some cases. Because, as you notice, a lot of the doors look exactly the same, and you just have to know which one to go through. It has been a little while since I did a playthrough of this game. I've played through it multiple times, as I do enjoy it. But I'm sure in some of the later levels that I haven't done as many times, I'm probably going to get lost, so might be worth looking into that. Alright. Now, like this part, just kind of
Oh, did I miss something?
casually walks over him.
Good to see you too, Chewie. Guess these mercs didn't...
They're going the Star Wars Christmas special route with the not subtitle thing, the Wookie.
That's high praise coming from a Wookiee.
Thanks, I think.
These mercs aren't cheap. Someone in this cult must have a lot of credits. Or worse, it's backed by the Remnant. Listen, we gotta get back to Luke and tell him what's going on. Can you tell Leia about the cult?
You can't.
If he
Why
hadn't shown
not?
up when he did, I'd have been in a whole lot of trouble.
Yeah, well, the way Chewie tells it, you held your own. Nice work.
All right, everybody. So that was episode 1 of Jedi Academy. We will be back next time with episode 2. Go figure. And I hope you enjoyed this one so far. We'll be checking out some more interesting missions next time. But first, Angry Luke.
We've been looking into the shuttle crash, and it doesn't look like laser damage or a mechanical failure was responsible. It's almost as if something just tore apart the engines.
Craziness. All right, everyone. See you next time.